Hey Zwifters, welcome back to another Recon. We're in New York and it's the Park Perimeter Loop, a great course, and I know we've been here before, but this time round it's a shorter course. So I'm expecting more fireworks and more punches to be thrown on this course, and this course is constantly rolling. 29.7 kilometers and there's 380 meters of elevation. There's 3 points really on this course that you've got to watch out for in terms of ascent, so something to watch out, and we'll highlight that as we get onto the Recon. Thank you to everyone who supported Level Velo last week and made the first purchase from the Level Velo indoor clothing brand. It is very much appreciated. Had orders from all over the world, which was fantastic, but we've still got plenty of stock. All the stock has arrived and we're stocked up on the indoor shorts and the indoor jerseys, so that's one way you can support ourselves in this channel. The other way is the Coffee Club, and thank you to everyone who'd supported via the Coffee Club last week. I'll be honest, I forgot the link was there. I really appreciate it, so that's one way. The other way is go down, I'll give you a few minutes, just give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you've not done so already. That really helps this video and really helps the channel out, and I really appreciate your support as always. All right, in terms of power up, let's look at the feather first of all. There are 2 or 3 sections on this course where the feather is going to be really useful, whether you want to attack, stretch out the peloton, or indeed if you're trying to hang on through those grippier sections on the course as well. For the sprint, although it does pitch up, you have to use this really cautiously, because again, as you start the sprint, the road does start to descend, and it actually is a descent into the finish banner of the sprint, so just be cautious on utilizing it there. We also have the invisibility cloak, or the ghost, which is also very useful for launching attacks, long range attacks, or maybe on that sprint as well. Again, if you've launched early and you just want to disappear for a few seconds beforehand, that is the power up for you. And then we do have the anvil finally as a power up in this course, and a 40% chance of getting that. Use it cautiously. Again, you could utilize it on the sprint with great timing, and there are a few sections as you come off those climbs to utilize it as well, but maybe the possibility to use it on that sprint as it descends is useful. But again, you've got to get the timing absolutely perfect, and let's look at that when we get onto the Recon. All right then, in terms of bike choice, it's aero or aero / all-rounder for this course, and it does really depend on your strength as a rider or your weakness as a rider even, but for me, I'd be going for something a little bit more aero. The Tron or the concept bike will be absolutely ideal for this course, because again, although there are some drags, they're no longer than 700 to 800 meters. The steepest one I think goes up to about 10% at maximum. The rest are around about 4 or 5%, so they are draftable, but absolutely they will hurt at the same time. So go for aero or aero all-round would be my suggestion. As always, I'll leave a link to the Zwift Insider pages down below so you can have a look at those bike choices in a bit more detail. I'm not going to delay any longer. Let's get out on course and take a look. So as I said, this course is 3 laps today, 29.7 kilometers in total. We're going to take a left out the pens here. In this first section here, the first 3 kilometers are rolling but fairly gentle with a few descents. Nothing too much to worry about here. In fact, we don't hit that first climb until just over the 3 kilometer mark. Don't forget, as always, you can download and view the Recon notes, and I'll leave a link in that to the description below. 700 meters long this section, and again, if you want to get some attacks, you want to string out that group, peel some riders off, make it tough for those sprinters, these 2 climbs that come back to back are the section to do it. And you've got 3 laps to try and attritionally break this group down, unless you're a sprinter when you're trying to hang on. But this first climb, 700 meters, between 6 and 10%. So this particular climb on the course, you're gonna get lap 1 at 3.1, lap 2 at kilometer 13, and lap 3, kilometer 22.8. 700 meters and between 6 and 10% average gradient. This is the point to apply the pressure if you want to whittle that group down. Okay, we're going to roll over the top of this, and you've got a small descent until you get to the second drag. And again, this is a little bit longer, but it's not quite as steep. Again, 3 to 4% average gradient, and this is around about 800 meters long. And this is going to start at kilometer 4.2, 14.1, and 24 respectively over the 3 laps. All right, so you've made it over those climbs. You've got a little bit of a rolling road until we get to the first sprint. Hopefully you're in that front group ready to compete. If you're not and you're further back, it's time to start thinking about the fastest through segment for this sprint. This sprint, the New York Sprint Forward, is a little bit tricky because as you can see, as we approach the sprint, the road does start to drag up a little bit. And in fact, you can't see the start banner on the right-hand side or the start marker on the floor on the right-hand side as you start to approach it. And you can quickly lose momentum if you don't get your timing right on this little drag here. But as you peek over the top, it does very quickly start to descend towards that segment finish banner. Now there's fastest through and first across the line here, and there's plenty of points as you're going to be going through this banner through every single lap. So you see, all the information, as I said, is in the Recon notes, but you're going to be getting to the New York Sprint Forward at kilometer 7.3, 17.2 and 27.1, which then shortly after, you're going to be taking on that finish line sprint for the finish line points also. All right, so once you've finished that sprint there, we are heading towards that finish line. Now on the first couple of laps, be cautious. Before the finish line, there is a little rise, there is another little hill which can catch you out if you're not staying switched on, which takes you to the finish line. And equally, when we get to that last lap and you come through this finish banner, you have to be aware of this. This course does lend itself well to an early sprint, providing you can hold on to that power on this little kicker as you head towards the finish line. Again, utilize those power-ups well. You've got a feather that could be incredibly useful on this finishing sprint. So could the invisibility cloak, although remember, as you get within 100 meters of the line, you will become visible again. But again, for that early launch sprint, that could be super useful here also. So that's it, that's the course. That is New York Park Perimeter Loop. Thank you, as always, for watching the video. If you haven't already, please like, subscribe. It really helps the channel out. There's plenty of Recon rides going on this week, and you'll find a link to the Recon down below, which takes place on Sunday evenings, UK time. Great bunch of girls, and they always have a bit of a novelty or celebrity rider on there as well to give you some additional insights and notes ready for that course. And it's a nice, steady social ride at the same time. So get on board with the Recon rides on a Sunday evening. Have a great week's training. I hope the racing goes well. And one final reminder, if you really want to mix it with the big boys, get yourself along to Wednesday Worlds. It's part of the Get Rolling series. Nathan Gear is streaming it over on Twitch on a Wednesday evening. Better still, get Zwift turned on and come and race it yourself. Whatever level you're riding at, come and do Wednesday Worlds. Have a great week, and we'll see you soon for another Recon. Ride on.